Howard, call him in right away. Obviously.
David?
You won't be on the show, Ralph.
Right. David, thank you for coming down. I don't want your $100. You're a nice guy. I like you. Ralph, I'll see you in a few minutes for the Cindy Margolis thing. All right, boys. Thank you.
Lisa J.
Dude, you couldn't fool him. He knew.
Knew what?
About the roast beef.
Absolutely. But I think we've admitted that it's not something that you can't eat. They make a great sub at a very fair price.
Now, we were under the impression that when you were coming in, Artie wouldn't be able to tell the difference, but then you kind of sang a different tune when you were in the studio.
I answered Artie and Robin and Howard's questions to facilitate me being asked to come up here. I embellished a little bit. I did something so I could get up here. And to my point, the point I really wanted to make, but they wouldn't have accepted that. Carnegie, Subway, really good deli, really good sub shop. You really can't tell the difference. You put the lettuce on it and everything on it. Subway's great. They do a great job, and there's millions of them sold every day.
All right, man. Thanks for stopping.
This is a Howard TV original production.
Operation Mirth was something I saw a bunch of my fellow comedians, Colin Quinn included, going over there and telling jokes, and they would come back and they would say it's very rewarding. And I said, you know what, my grandfather, 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪, was a World War II hero, and I wanted to just, I know I could never be a hero, but I said, it's a unique time we live in. Let me go and maybe put in my 2 cents, at least maybe entertain these guys for a week. So I just really, really wanted to do it, and I got it in my head that I wanted to do it, and I mentioned it on the air, and it grew from there. Jimmy Florentine was really the first guy that I picked. Dave Attell came to me. Now, Dave Attell is one of the greatest comedians ever. Dave came to me. He'd been through a bunch of these things. He loved doing it. So I said, yes, that just makes the tour better. And I needed one more comic, and 𝗦𝗵cie𝗄𝗿𝗱 fit the bill, man. All these guys are guys that I think the military people might like. Real funny comics, and I love hanging with them off stage. So that's why I picked those guys.
Artie gave me a call. I guess he was allowed to bring over a bunch of comics to bring his own show over there. And, he gave me a call and said, look, you want to go over there, perform for the troops. It's going to be for about a week. It's no pay, but, it'll be a good thing to do. And I jumped right at it, man. I was really looking forward to doing it, man. I think it's just more about me and Artie feeling guilty because we're such scumbags, and it's our way of giving back.
Artie had talked about wanting to put together a bunch of comedians to go overseas to perform with the USO. And when I first heard him talk about it, I said, wow, that sounds really cool. Do you have all the guys that you have going? I would love to be the MC.
I didn't want to take anybody with kids. I didn't want to take anybody with bad breath. I didn't want to take anybody that was annoying and talked too much. I didn't want to take anybody who lived in Connecticut. I didn't want to take anybody who, tries to be a WASP and denounces his Italian roots. I didn't want to take anybody who some of the fans might be annoyed by, and I didn't want to take anybody who wasn't funny on stage. Unfortunately, Gary batted 1,000 with all those negatives, and came to me and said, hey, I want to come, and Gary's my boss, so I'm like, all right. I pretended on the air for 3 months like I didn't care, and apparently his kids don't care either. They said fine. I think his wife made sure the will was in order and said, go do it, and Gary came and annoyed all of us for a week.
I was a little bit nervous, but the USO and the people involved had pretty much told me that this was going to be safe. Of course, whenever you go to a war zone, there's always that danger.
I wasn't really worried about going over there. Look, those guys are over there. It's like, what are you going to do, man? It's, I went over there to just, entertain the troops and give them a few laughs. I wasn't worried about dying over there. I die on stage every night. What's the difference?
Clearly, I was nervous. Yeah, what are you going to do? But some people are heroes. I guess I'm one of them.
When I jumped on board, it was sort of decided that I would be the photographer/videographer. So the TV guys gave me a camera and said, take it, do your best, and get whatever you can. And so that's what I did. I left my house in Connecticut, took a car to Kennedy Airport. That's where I met up with 𝗦𝗵cie𝗄𝗿𝗱 and Dave Attell.
The flight was me and Artie, because we're from Jersey, flew out of Newark. And so we were on a flight from Newark to Frankfurt, Germany. We're in Frankfurt, Germany, and Nick, Dave Attell, and Gary are not on this flight.
Attell are not on the flight. They might miss the plane. And if they miss the plane, Nick is going to punch out someone in Frankfurt, Germany. And then get the first flight back to New York. And I think me and good old Jim Florentine are going to have to do an hour each on stage, but we're ready.
Nick is going to cause an international crisis if he doesn't get on this plane. Right now, he's at the desk at Frankfurt, Germany, screaming at somebody.
This place needs a good douching. Everybody's got B.O. Guys standing, two dumb broads at the counter couldn't figure it out.
We're having a tough time today, huh? Got on the flight, went to Istanbul. We got to the airport. We only have like an hour and a half layover there.
We're in Istanbul right now, Turkey, heading to Kyrgyzstan.
Are we having fun yet, Nick?
This bus connected north.
It was a lot of just hanging out in the airports and just, messing around, trying to sleep. And these guys aren't here yet. So it looks like it's just me and Artie. Only slept an hour. And I haven't dropped a douche yet. I'm crying.
The other guys were like, let's just stay here. We'll find those guys. I'm like, fuck that. I'm bored. So I went to the business class lounge. And when I walked in, Jim was there. Artie was laid out on his back, sleeping with his shirt up.
We were like the only Americans there. People walking in a business lounge, and these guys are in suits and stuff like that. They look at Artie, they're like, and then they just walked out, went to another section. They're like, I don't even know what that is. I'm not going near it. We had a guy, this guy Jeffrey used to be a Vietnam vet or whatever. He met us over in Frankfurt, Germany. He took us, he does the USO tour, so he pretty much handled everything from there.
So then from there, we got on the flight, and that flight was, I think, 5.5 hours to Kyrgyzstan. Big debate, by the way, over the pronunciation, Kyrgyzstan, but I've since learned that it's pronounced Kyrgyzstan, and that's in Russia.
Yeah, we got to Kyrgyzstan. That was the first night. We got in at like 4 a.m. They put us in these barracks. It wasn't that bad. It was like 2 bunk beds, like being in prison. I thought it was going to be a lot worse. I thought I was going to be sleeping in a tent, like I was fucking camping with my friends in the middle of Jersey.
We stayed in a army barrack, so it wasn't that bad at all. Being on the road is great, as a comic, is great preparation for that shit. I wish half of the fucking hotels I stay at on the road had the water pressure those goddamn showers had.
I don't know if I was wired over the travel, or if I was wired over the excitement of being there, and then there's that whole thing that goes on when you only have X amount of hours to sleep, and then you're sitting there and you're going, all right, if I fall asleep in 10 minutes, I'll have slept for 4.5 hours.
It's like 5 in the morning here. I've been sitting in this room for 2 hours and I can't sleep, and I don't know if it's because I'm nervous about being here and doing the show tonight, or if I just can't sleep. And I took Ambien, I don't want to take another one. And I'm just sitting here twisting and turning, so I'm going to go out now and I guess walk around the base and try to get some rest. Try to get tired enough to go to bed. We have to be up in 4.5 hours. And I'm just sitting here laying in bed so nervous that I can't get to sleep.
It's 11 a.m. in Kazakhstan, and we're going to go tour the base. Artie's still sleeping. Show's at 6 p.m. We don't know if he's going to get up.
I had to sleep to get ready to give these guys a show. I'm the talent, you understand? So it was hard. I was tired, but I slept, and I did it because I'm a hero.
When we got up, it was the middle of the afternoon, and that's when Jeff, who's our USO guy, just started taking us around.
And originally, I thought we were just going to do shows at night, the comedy shows, but they had us do these meet and greets all during the day. So pretty much we get up at 10 in the morning, do meet and greets for like 3, 4, 5 hours, and then go rest for a couple hours and then do the show. What we did is went around to different guys who work on the planes and mechanics and all that shit. So that was basically our tour of the day.
Here I am in the cockpit of the plane. I'm like a 3-year-old.
Dick, what are you doing? I'm waiting to be tickled. This is the tickle chair. On Stern, they have this. This is where it is. Well, why don't you tell them this is for the Howard Stern TV? This is where they refuel the planes in flight. So the guy comes in here, he puts himself in a very prone position, and through just through his eye, he has to line it up with the jet. And it's a pretty hardcore job, man.
Holy smoke.
Yeah. So that goes down, and he said when you take off, you can see basically it looks like you're hitting the ground. And it's all done with, you drop the boom, and it's like filling up your car, but at like 100 miles. How fast do they go? 500 miles an hour?
It's like 400 miles or something.
Yeah, so that's pretty wild. Not a drinking guy job.
Hey guys, how are we going to run a special on Howard TV when Artie's in none of the shots? I should just do like an Andy Warhol film where you just show Artie sleeping for 12 hours.
I slept till 4 p.m. today because I thought everybody else was like me and they were tired. Everybody else was up and at 'em today. And Jeff Anthony, the head of the USO, woke me up at 4. And he said the show's at 6. So I said come back at 5.
Going to the show right now for a show, 6 o'clock. It's tough to tell dick jokes when it's light. Going to hit the green room at Pete's Pub.
First show was at the base in 𝗛cie𝘄𝗿𝗿, inside a rec center. 500 people is what it sat. 800 people showed up.
I was nervous as hell because, again, I don't perform. You know, it's not what I do. It's not my thing. In fact, I saw that as the worst part of the trip. Doing the 3 or 4 minutes of stand-up was the penance I had to pay to go on. I wanted to be on the trip and experience everything else. I'm so fucking nervous, you can't believe it. I really am. I know my first 4 jokes, but I'm just, you know what? I think I have a good crowd here, but Jesus, I hate doing this. I really do. I mean, I wanted to do everything that we've done here except this.
That's what we want to do too.
I know, but you guys are funny. So I got up and I did my thing, and it went okay. You know, Artie said it went okay. I got a couple of laughs, and then the guys came up and they're like, you know, it's so hard to go up before them. There's 4 guys, you know, the 4 of them together probably have over 80 years of experience of comedy. Just 4 comedians that I think are unbelievably funny, that I have so much respect for.
The only rule we were going to follow that they gave us was no political jokes, no bashing Bush. He's the commander-in-chief. We got that. I didn't take any pussy liberal fucking comedians with me. None of us were bashing any commander-in-chief. We're not fucking Janine Garofalo. No Margaret Cho's on this fucking tour. We know they wanted to hear the kind of material that we wanted to deliver to them, so we just did it. And we didn't get in trouble. It was fine. But they loved it. I mean, we got a standing O right after the show. The place went berserk. We did a nice meet and greet afterwards, signed a bunch of pictures, met all the guys.
Good times, a great crowd. It was, nobody's uptight around here, I think.
No, he got away with a lot tonight.
Everybody was really cool.
Yeah, we'll find out tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, we get the report card. Yeah, turn around and go home. As long as these guys are happy, that's all that matters, really.
Everybody have a good time today?
After the show, we hung out for a couple more hours, and we had to get on a flight at 3 a.m. to go over to Kandahar, Afghanistan.
I think we ended up going over to this holding area at around 10:30 and ended up getting on the plane around 2 in the morning.
When we flew to Afghanistan, you fly at night because it has less of a chance of the plane getting shot down. So that's why the plane leaves at 3 a.m.
So on this plane that we went on, they put all the Army folks on the plane. Half the people on the plane had just seen us during the show. And, you know, people just knew us from the show. So, you know, they were applauding and yelling Baba Booey. And then we sat down and we took the flight.
Operation 𝗲_𝗲 going into Afghanistan after a very successful 𝗛𝗄𝗿𝗄𝗿 show. We're catching a 3 a.m. flight. It's 3 a.m. now to Afghanistan. And it's Kandahar, right? Kandahar, yeah. Kandahar.
We landed in Kandahar probably around 4:30 in the morning. And I think by the time we got to the base, it was about 5:15. It was just getting light out. So we waited till 6 o'clock in the morning. We ate something. Then we all stumbled over to our rooms and went to sleep till about 1:30 in the afternoon.
We couldn't really leave the base there, except for one day we went out and did a meet and greet with the Special Forces, which they're outside the base. So we took a ride out there, and it's really freaky, man, because it's all just dirt roads. There's all these old tanks from the Soviet war in the 80s just sitting in a field, all just broken up. And there's just like little friggin' flea markets and people just hanging out. It's like 110 degrees and it's dirty and it's dusty and it was pretty fucked up.
My impressions of the country of Afghanistan are, I do it on the show a lot. I go, oh, do we live in a shit country? Oh, we're from Afghanistan and it smells like shit. It's all dusty. That's the best impression I could do.
Probably one of the most exciting parts of the trip was we met the people who are involved with the Predators, you know, the drones, which are the unmanned bombers that this country has.
This is fucking cool. That's what it is.
This one is what's called
Block 15, and it has it's got 2 nose cameras, so we can fly. You can avoid clouds or avoid other things.
They showed us these Hellfire bombs that they put on those drone planes, to drop on terrorists and stuff like that. And we signed it.
This is the bomb that's going to save us.
So we all took turns signing the bombs. I wrote, 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗍, give him hell.
And then the colonel came back the next day, goes, hey, remember that bomb you guys signed? We killed 7 Taliban with that the next day, so it was really fucking cool.
Artie and I and the guys were standing around, and Artie had spoken to one of the soldiers who sort of gave us a heads up on what we do in case there's mortar fire.
This is a mortar bunker, I would assume, but it's for when mortar fire comes into the camp. Everybody lines up in here, and you stand on the sides, and you wait for the mortars to stop, and there's protection. And then you get like a bell, like, all clear, and you leave.
Hey, TJ, when was the last time you guys saw mortar fire here?
2 nights ago.
How, 2 nights ago? Yeah. Good, that means it's every 4th night.
Maybe we should just sleep in the bunker.
And that's when they first started to tell us about the infamous shit pond. People told us that there was a sewage treatment pond that was way too close to the base, and that when the wind blew the right way, you could smell it.
Everything we breathe in, they said, is 30% fecal matter.
Is that true?
That's what they said.
Yeah. What? I didn't hear that.
Yummy.
Yeah.
What, in the air?
30% fecal matter in the air. Everything is coming from where, though?
It's just
coming from where?
It's the air and everything because they cut down all the trees.
That means I gotta get
all the Russians cut down the trees in the war in the 80s because they were bringing the Taliban or the fighters were hanging in trees and just sabotage them. So they cut all the trees. So there's basically no air here, no clean air.
Think about having a piece of shit under your nose for 24 hours a day with a hot hair dryer blowing air in your face. That's what Afghanistan is. It's fucking awful. No wonder those guys want to kill us. If I had a piece of shit under my nose for 24 hours a day, I want to blow people up too. I understand it now.
And it was grotesque, but we got through it because we're heroes, especially me.
And they call this company Hepatitis C. And we're going to have a show here. It's our second big show so far. The first one went great, and hopefully this one will go good. Watch you guys, you're about to go in a bunker.
Kandahar was a much different vibe than Kyrgyzstan. Kyrgyzstan's not a war zone. It's an Air Force base. It's basically a transport station. It's where people go to be sent to here and to there. Kandahar is a war zone. So it was a different vibe right away.
So if there is a rocket attack, like there was in the 𝗵𝗵𝗄𝗿𝗍 concert, we're going to grab you off stage, and you're going to go behind that tan building. There's bunkers. We'll grab you, and we'll take you into those tan bunkers.
Can you get a picture of me fainting with that order?
Yeah.
If I'm not getting any laughs halfway through, could you do the same thing? Just say there's a rocket attack.
I'll try my best. I'll do my best.
We hit 75 people. Grab you guys.
I mean, listen, you know
we're going to be causing the collateral damage.
Honestly, if there's a rocket attack, just make sure all you guys are fine. We're worthless.
It was a little nerve-wracking when they're telling us about these different attacks and what might happen and stuff like that. But then again, I mean, these guys are used to it, so I was pretty confident, man. I was like, we're in good hands with these guys because they were just like, they deal with this shit every day. All right, second show in Kandahar, 7 p.m. show. It's 110 degrees, and we're performing outside. It was 7 o'clock at night. It was hot. It smelled like shit. And 5 minutes before the show, there was like 10 people out there.
All right, give me the lowdown. What's going on audience-wise here?
Well, apparently around here people have more important shit to do. I don't know. I think it was between this show or pushing the Taliban back into Pakistan. Look, we're here. We're going to do a fucking show no matter what.
We're like, oh my God, this is like the worst we've ever done. There's literally no one here to see us.
There was one guy just sitting right in the front in a chair with a laptop. And we're like, I mean, we were joking, like, that guy must be on SFN right now. He's starting a thread about our show, saying, can't believe fucking Artie's wearing the same shirt as he wore on Letterman that time. By 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock when the show started, within 5 minutes, we had probably about 100 guys. It was tough to, the laughter is obviously not going to bounce all over because we're outside, but, they really enjoyed it.
I'm 𝗫𝗿𝗍𝗿 from the Howard Stern Show. You might recognize me by some of my nicknames. I'm known as 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗍. You know that name? 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗍, 𝗵𝗵𝗵, and 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗍𝗍, and 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗍𝗍, which is also coincidentally the name of the new Deputy Prime Minister of Iraq. Now, I'm sure you got excited when you heard the Howard Stern show was coming. You thought to yourself, Howard Stern, strippers, porn stars, models. I got some bad news for you tonight. All you're going to get is 5 ugly guys telling dick jokes. Oh, you like that, huh?
Yeah, that was my my least good set. One of the first of all, calling what I did a set is almost it's crazy.
We took a helicopter over here, and they had us packed in tight. We're big guys too. We were packed in really tight. I'm not positive, but I think I might have accidentally joined the Mile High Club. Hey, by the way, if we're stuck in the desert, who's running hell?
For someone that doesn't do comedy and's got all that pressure, we were really proud of him. He did good.
I was talking to the guys today. I said, it's very hot here. It's hot here. It's like 145 degrees. I said, I'm going to die in this heat. They said, please do.
Gary was great. Most of the jokes he had written for him did well, but we just had to teach him. When one doesn't do well, you can scrap it, because he did a couple of bad ones 2 shows in a row. But they loved him, man. Fans of the Stern Show was like meeting Elvis. They loved Gary. He was so nice at the meet and greet. And after he told his jokes, he said, look, here's all the info that's not comedy. And he was great at that. And he set us up brilliantly.
Let's give it up for Jimmy Florentine.
All right, give it up for Gary, doing a good job. Come on, give him a hand. That's like his 3rd time doing stand-up. He did a good job, right? I guess that means yes. No, he is, man. It's a tough job being a comic. I love it, man. It's my favorite job in the world. The only bad thing is people find you're a comedian, they always want you to be funny. Oh, you're a comedian? Tell me a joke. I don't get that. They're asking me what I do for a living to do it right there on the spot. Like, no other job would that happen. I never been at a party one time. I go, sir, what do you do for a living? He goes, I'm a chef. Really? Go make me a cheeseburger in the kitchen. Come on, hurry up. I'm fucking hungry. Put a hat on, will you?
Jimmy always did great. He destroyed. Nick, I've never seen do bad in my life, and that continues. He killed. The people love Nick.
I'm going to Montreal next week. They love me up there. 6 French people, 2 teeth. Drinking Labatt's. Trying to get me the finger. They can't figure out which one. It's fucking great. I'm kidding. Coalition forces, all right?
Look, Attell is just, any comic will tell you he's the best ever, and I've never seen him bomb. He can adjust to any situation, and this is like his 5th tour, Attell.
I like to drink, but, I've done some other shit too. Porn would be nice at this moment, but, I'm afraid to even go near my dick with these predators circling around. I don't want to end up on someone's YouTube site, look at this ball freak trying to jerk it. I did see the one, and I'm sure you guys have all seen it, about the 2 dudes and the mule, and I think that's cool. Because I think a man should bang a mule. Because when you fuck a mule, you always have a ride home. And I think that's great. Put a hat on him, it looks like he wants it. So, too much? All right, you're right. Anyway.
And then Artie's got to do like 35, 40 minutes after us. So he's got a tough time,
I was fantastic. I'm a funny hero.
I'm eating shit right now. You realize all of us are now eating shit. What does shit look like when you shit it out? You shit out like a cheeseburger deluxe or something?
The show went great, but then when we left, we were going to the meet and greet, and 20 seconds into that ride, the sirens go off, and they said we're under mortar fire.
It's just a mortar attack. Some kind of bombing. We got to go to a frigate.
Right, that sound means the incoming rounds.
Incoming rounds are coming, and we got to go to a bunker.
We're going to a bunker right now.
You hear the sirens right away, and they're like the sirens you hear when you watch a movie and people are being bombed. They're not like, they're scary sirens.
So what is this that's going on right now?
I don't know.
But what's the siren supposed to mean?
It's a bunker.
What's up, man? I want to hang when I'm going to the bunker.
People always say, what would you think about, what do you think you would think about right before you know you're going to die? And the only thing I'm thinking, all right, if I shit my pants right now, because I'm really scared, at least I can blame the smell in the air, in the shit air. So, they'll be like, oh man, it's the fucking shit pond. I can't believe it. That's all I was thinking.
We're in a bunker and there's a mortar fire towards, I don't know what the fuck's going on. We just finished the show, though. Thank God we got all those awful jokes in.
And then, you know, we were in the bunker, and then we were just cracking jokes the whole time for like 45 minutes. Like, whatever. You know, like, hey, if we die, it's probably pretty cool that we were, you know, performing for the military. We got killed over there instead of a drug overdose or AIDS, like most of us might go down by. Looks like we're safe, right?
We're safe. Yeah, we made it.
We had a 20-minute delay. It might have fucked up our meet and greet, but
no, I think we can do it. We'll definitely do it.
yeah, we're gonna still check. But yeah, we're out of the bunker and off to Pizza Hut. Nice.
We went and did a meet and greet after we got out of our bunker, and that was great.
We're at the meet and greet right after the mortar attack, and it's about 20 soldiers, and we're blaming it because of the mortar attack, and no one wants to come out. We don't know if it was because of our sets or the mortar attacks. We're blaming on the mortar.
Artie, what'd you think of the mortar attacks?
My first reaction now was,
Nick,
totally joking.
Nick, how are you handling mortar attacks?
Mortar attacks? No, I tell you, it's funny, like when you got a bunch of these soldiers around with guns, they're giggling and laughing, and they seem like, you know, everything's fine. You feel safer. That's what made me feel safe.
Yeah, I wasn't nervous because they weren't nervous. Hey guys, say hello.
How you liking Afghanistan?
Oh, it smells great. Say hi to Howard TV. We finished that. We went to sleep, and then we got up the next morning, and that was when we knew we were going to take that trip to go out to our third show, which was about 150 miles north of Kandahar. We were taking Black Hawk helicopters. We're going to what they call an FOB, Forward Operating Base.
I'm going in the war zone today. Taking some Black Hawk helicopters to 2 different locations in the middle of nowhere to perform for 30 troops in one spot and 80 in the other. No air conditioning, no nothing. It's gonna be fucking awesome. We have to wear long pants and a long shirt on the helicopter. It's a military helicopter, and it's gonna be about 120 degrees. I'm psyched. Nice.
So the night before we went to north of Kandahar and the Blackhawks, we all got fitted for our flak jackets and our helmets.
This piece out here, do not pull this piece, okay? Do not pull that piece. Do not use that to carry it, or carry it like that. Do not carry it by that, it'll come apart.
Oh God, thank God you told us that. That's the most obvious place.
The body armor demonstration was given to us by Jeff Anthony, who was with us the whole way, former Vietnam vet, well, current Vietnam vet, but former Marine, great guy, Jeff Anthony, black guy, but a great guy.
Once you're at a base and you fly in and you see the soldiers and stuff like that, you're like, oh, this is cool. But then once you start putting body armor on, you realize you're in a fucking war zone, man. It was pretty like, holy shit. We need to wear this stuff, you know? So I had no idea to put it on. I'm fucking retarded. I never had that stuff on before.
And it was embarrassing because I'm a little heavier, and, you know, they made jokes.
Okay, and then there are adjustments on the side. This will work with you.
What does that mean, Jim? Both cameras.
We extended some front to rear.
We have a armored poncho.
As the headliner, Jeff, you could have told me that in private. Reveille's at 0500. And we're going to get up. We're going to have a locker box inspection. And then we're going to run 10 miles, rain or shine.
I'm a heroin addict, as you all know. That's a heroin sign for, like, 𝗦𝗵cie. And I was in where they call Afghanistan the start of the heroin trail. When I was performing, I saw mountains, and over the mountains were poppy fields.
You know what, guys? We're in Afghanistan, where the heroin trade begins. And right over those mountains over there is a whole bunch of fresh poppy. Not that I care. I'm all about professionalism, but I would love to just maybe like set it on fire and just fly over sniffing a little bit, see what happens. Do a little like black tar type shit. But we're here to fight the Taliban.
With our dick jokes.
With our dick jokes.
All right, we're going out to the airfield right now. Get briefed on the fucking helicopter.
You have to notice this box right here, the flares. It's part of our countermeasure system. When they go off, you'll be able to feel it inside the helicopter. Don't be alarmed. It's part of our. It's good. It's good stuff. Tail rotor, bad. stay away from it because it likes to cut people in many different pieces. Very hot exhaust, about 400 degrees or so. We have 2 machine guns. They have 7.62 ammo. I mean, if you have to use them, if you can learn that fast, congratulations.
All right.
We all have 9mm sidearms and M4 rifles. So
you guys are like a rap.
You guys win.
Oh, motherfucker.
Battle of
What you gotta say? You guys are either, in the army or the Wu-Tang Clan.
Yes. In the event of a crash, I want you to stay inside the helicopter unless we have a fuel leak, which you'll smell, fire, or searing hot oil dripping down from the aircraft. At which point in time, you'll exit the aircraft, keeping in mind that the blades will still continue to turn. If you have to crawl out, that's cool. Our emergency exits are all currently removed, so if you can't get the door open, you can crawl out the window and you can get that, I promise. So.
Boy, everybody is just, I'm getting singled out.
safer already.
I mean, some of the best soldiers in history had a few pounds on them, pal.
We took the Black Hawk helicopters from Kandahar about 130 miles north to this forward operating base. You have to wear the headphones with a little microphone on it, and you can hear what the pilot's talking about. And the trip out there is amazing. You're flying over the desert. You just realize it's one of the oldest parts of the world, and you realize not a hell of a lot has changed in 1,500 years. The other thing that was really interesting is, you're flying and it's like it's a desert, it's a desert, it's a desert, and then all of a sudden you can see there's like greenery, like almost like somebody planted sod. These people are the masters of irrigation. What they'll do is they'll dig these holes that are called spider holes that are used for irrigation, which is great. The downside is that they're also used to get up into the mountains, and that's where a lot of the Taliban travel through, and that's why we're having such a difficult time, because they're in the mountains. They're dealing with people who are living inside of mountains and holes inside of mountains who've been there for hundreds of years and know how to operate through all this.
It was fun. We shot guns and stuff. Me and Gary both shot, I think, AK-47s out the side of the helicopter into the desert, and we didn't hit anything, but it was fun. I said to the kid, what if I hit a Taliban guy by mistake? And he said, that's one less fucker I gotta kill. Loved them.
Firing the machine guns is one of the greatest experiences of my life. There's something very primal about just fucking, letting it go. I dug it, man. I think about it all the time. The way it was told to us was, you know what? This is really going to be a great show. These guys don't get anything. They don't get to see anybody. So we knew we were potentially playing to a very small audience, but the way it was described to us was going to be a very grateful audience.
Here's where we're performing. We're at, I don't know what base in Afghanistan, and we're going to perform right here. Here's the stage.
The last show went great. That was in a very remote part of Afghanistan. 80 guys on special ops, and they really, really were excited to see us. Very grateful. They all gave us big hugs because not a lot of guys go out there. It felt great after that show. They were like, wow, we can't believe you came here.
Stay safe, be well. I love you. Take care.
Let's hear it for you guys. Take the follow. Attell, Artie.
After we finished the show at the forward operating base, we were supposed to go back to the Blackhawks and get back in them and go about 30 miles past that to a base of about 30 people.
The last show, we were going to go to an even more remote spot for less guys.
We're going back on the Blackhawks to do our last show.
But unfortunately, we couldn't because the Blackhawk helicopters that we took there, to get to this even more remote spot, they had to be escorted by Apache helicopters. That's how dangerous it was. And the Apache helicopters had a mechanical problem, so they could not make it.
The fourth show we were supposed to do is in a place that's so far out that it's extra. Where we are right now is extra dangerous. This is dangerous times 50. And we couldn't get an Apache helicopter to escort us there. So they canceled it. They said, we can't let you go without an Apache helicopter. So we did 3 of the 4 shows, and They were kick-ass, but I tell you, those guys are out there fighting now, and they're not taking us out there to protect us, but I fucking really wanted to go to that far-out place because they really deserve it, those guys. I hear they're like, they haven't seen people in forever. We were going to do a show for only like 30 people who've been there, and the faces are dirty. People are saying it's like Oliver. They're just happy to see any American. So I wanted to go. I would have risked it, but they're, you know, I think we all would have, but they're doing the smart thing.
We were really disappointed. I thought that was going to be the experience of a lifetime to be out there and see what those guys see and be able to entertain those guys. We were disappointed.
We were bummed that we couldn't do that last show for those guys. You know, because this was really way out there. It was only going to be about 14 guys. So we're really pumped to go do that one.
So now we're going to leave. You know, we finish those shows. We go back to the base. Now we're going to leave the next morning. We're all going to get a good night's sleep. They got us up at like 7 in the morning. 8 o'clock we have breakfast. 9 o'clock over to the airport.
It's our last day here in Kandahar. We're going home. It's 9 a.m. We have 5 flights to catch today to get back home.
Now we're at this airport, and it's fucking hot. And it's like 130 degrees outside. And it's boring. It's tedious. You see what these soldiers go through. You know, all the soldiers are sitting there waiting for their plane. We all started playing poker for a while, and we got sort of bored with that. And we've been there since 9 in the morning. Now it's like 2 in the afternoon. Now they're going to put us on the plane. This plane they put us on first. They're called C-130s, and these are like the shittiest planes the Army has to offer. And everybody's rap is sort of like, you got to fly on one of these once just to say you did it, because this is like the plane. We landed in Bagram, and we got off the plane.
Right now we're in Bagram, Afghanistan.
Oh, how exciting.
Home of fun and
mirth.
Home
of mirth. Look at the mountains.
A lot of fighting and shit stuff.
Jeff from the USO said, hey, I'd really like you to come over and see this USO Center. It's the nicest USO Center in the world. It's the Pat Tillman USO Center. The NFL funds it.
The NFL just bought the whole place for him and just, you know, put that up in the memory of Pat Tillman, which was awesome.
Pat Tillman was on the Arizona Cardinals, and I believe he was from Arizona. He had a lot to do with Arizona. And the day he died, I had a gig at the Improv in Tempe, Arizona that day. And as I was going on stage, Dan Martin, who ran the place, said at the end, maybe mention something about Tillman, it'd be nice. So at the end of my set, I mentioned, hey man, let's do a shot to Pat Tillman. And it was a 5-minute, literally a 5, maybe longer, 5-minute standing ovation. People were crying. It was like one of the most emotional things I had ever seen. In all 4 of my shows, the same exact thing happened. So I was in Arizona at the time, and he was just loved there and loved everywhere, obviously. And it's good to see his jersey from the Cardinals framed here, and that the NFL built this. It's really a special thing, and it's, you know, an honor to be here. This has been an amazing trip, and this is a great way to sort of end it, you know.
It was an amazing experience, and when I first got back, I wouldn't say that it was life-changing. And I still don't know that it has been life-changing. But I will tell you, it's something that I think about every day. You know, I just think about things that happen, small things, big things. I think about the trip a lot. It was an unbelievably positive experience. And maybe as time goes by, maybe I will see it as a life-changing experience.
The whole thing was a success. The USO, Jeff Anthony, and this woman, 𝗫cie𝗿𝗿 at the USO, who I dealt with, they called my agent and said, their words, they said this was a smashing success, unbelievably great. So that makes me very proud. That's probably the proudest thing that's ever happened to me in my career. And I'm thankful Gary, Jimmy, Nick, and Dave were a part of it. And the guy, Jeff Anthony, all kidding aside from the USO, Jeff is unbelievable. Great guy, helped us feel safer, and he's a Vietnam vet, man. A lifetime guy who is a true hero, Jeff Anthony.
I can't tell you how many people came by and said, you know, we couldn't make it to the show last night, but I just want to thank you for coming. Or I don't really listen to the Howard Stern show, but hey, thank you for coming. And that was really the best part. People were just grateful we were there.
You just realize how much, you know, they have no entertainment, no nothing over there. For us to go over there and do that, man, it means a lot to them. So it's just a good way of giving back, man. And after, you know, after taking for all these years as comics, you know, it's nice to get back when you can. So I'm looking forward to going back. And hopefully next time they'll book me on Continental so I get some of my frequent flyer miles.
I always had great regard for the people over there, but now I have even more regard for them. We were there for a week, and it really was a sacrifice. A week of vacation we took to go over there, and we consider that a sacrifice. It just made me be even more appreciative of those people. I love them, and I gave my number to a lot of them, and I hope that they call me, because I'd love to hang out with them, although that's probably not going to happen because I gave them a fake number. So if that fake number happens to be someone I know by coincidence, and that person tells me some guy called Black Kid that was a Marine, you gave him my number by mistake, I'll have to just, I don't know, just not react to it. Just hope the kid never calls back.
Hi, it's 𝗦𝗵cie𝘄𝗿𝗱, and here's some of my wacky bits I've done over the years. So check it out. I hope you like it, you weirdos. Hi, welcome to the program. We're here with the famous comedian, actor, musician, sketch comedy writer, 𝗦𝗵cie𝘄𝗿𝗱. Now, Kenneth, what I wanted to ask you is, why do people think you're so crazy? I mean, every time somebody mentions your name, they're like, that guy's crazy, stay away from him, that guy's a nutcase, a wacko. I mean, why do you think that is? I don't know, man. I mean, it's these people that never met me in person, they just see me on TV. I mean, of course you gotta act crazy and wacky and weird on TV or you'll never get invited back. It's all about being different, outrageous, original. I mean, if you're not crazy and weird, nobody's gonna be interested. Why would they ever invite you back? Nobody wants to see some average, normal, boring person. You gotta be freaking crazy. I am a big fan of your stand-up comedy, actually. But what I wanted to ask you is, why do you do all these crazy stunts on TV? I mean, what was with putting the fireworks in your pants and cutting your hair off and eating it and pulling the fish out of your pants and smacking yourself in the face with it? I mean, you know, if I was sitting there watching TV and I was flipping the channel around and I saw some guy cutting off his hair and eating it, I'd stop immediately and watch that. I mean, the reason I put firecrackers in my pants is because I thought it was funny. I mean, if I was flipping the channels around and I saw some guy smacking himself in the face with a fish or putting fireworks in his pants, I mean, I'd stop and watch that immediately. That's funny. I mean, it's way better than these stupid drama shows that are on TV all the time. They're so fake. And I appreciate that you're a fan of my stand-up comedy. I really do. You seem to be obsessed with becoming famous. I mean, and you've been trying to do this for so long. I mean, isn't it time to say enough already? I mean, you're not famous. You've been trying to get famous. Isn't it time to just give up? Nah, man, I'll never give up. That's not how you win in business. I never once said, I'm taking a break, or I quit, or anything like that. It's not about that. It's about years and years of banging your head against the wall. It's about little small breaks here and here and here that add up to major, major fame after a while. And I am kind of already a little bit famous. You say I'm not famous. I say I'm a little bit famous. I don't know. You know, you could be the judge of that. It's really an imaginary line anyway, isn't it? Did you know that you're the original Beavis and Butthead? You're the original jackass. These guys came along way after you. You were the originator of all that. Do you know they stole your act? Yeah, I mean, I've heard that several times in the past. I mean, is it true? I don't know. I mean, it seems like people are always ripping off my ideas. I mean, every time I come up with a comedy skit or an idea for a movie and I mail it out, suddenly the next thing you know, these big movie producers in Hollywood are putting out a movie with similar ideas to what I just sent out. I mean, it just seems like people are always stealing my ideas. I don't know how to get around it. I don't know. I don't know. Now, this question's going to seem a little strange, but my producers asked me to include it. Are you straight or are you, like, gay? Your producer might be a flaming homo, but I'm not. I don't take hot sausages in the rear. Now get out of here with that. Ridiculous. All right, let's take a couple calls.
Hi, Keith. This is Marcia. I just wanted to know when you're going to be coming to my area. Like when your band's going to be going on tour, or when you're going to be doing stand-up comedy and coming around to my area. I live out in the Los Angeles, Hollywood, California area. When can you come out here?
Hi, Marcia. Thanks for the call. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm working on some stuff now. I just got done putting out this DVD, so I've been working on that. But yeah, my band, 𝗦𝗵cie𝘄𝗿𝗍 band, we're putting together a bunch of new songs, and we're going to be going on tour soon. So yeah, we'll be out your way soon. And I'm talking to some Hollywood producers also about a movie, a couple movie deals. So I should be coming out there soon. So keep your pants on, all right? All right, thanks for the call. People are always saying to me, yo, man, 𝗦𝗵cie𝘄𝗿𝗍 should be on Saturday Night Live. And 𝗦𝗵cie𝘄𝗿𝗍 should be on Mad TV. Now, what do you think about that? I know, man. I hear it all the time, too. Of course I'd be great on them shows. What else can I say? Your fans have stood behind you this far. And as far as I'm concerned, you wouldn't have gotten this far without them. Now, if you could say one thing to your fans, what would you say? 𝗦𝗵cie𝘄𝗿𝗍, what would you say to your fans? Fuck you fucking assholes. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'd say thanks a lot for supporting me throughout the years. Thanks a lot. Without you, I wouldn't have been able to do it all. Thanks a lot. Thanks for everything. Thanks a lot. You like that one, you freaks? Check out this other one. This one's really freaky. I did a lot of drugs before I came up with this one. Yeah, I go on the Howard Stern show all the time. I've been on the show for the last 15 years. Yeah. In case you haven't heard of it. So how's everybody doing? I'm not doing so well. My girlfriend just broke up with me. I met her speed dating. I did a bunch of speed and went over her house. She wasn't home, so I took her stereo. But I'm in my mid-30s. I meet a lot of women that have kids. And the kids are always coming up to me and saying cute things like, "Are you my new daddy? Because Black Daddy's was here last night." I just lost 150 pounds of unwanted fat. Let's have a round of applause for me. Yeah, I threw my asshole brother out on the turnpike. Hey, I hit a deer on the way over here. Hey, he started it. He said something about my mom. I was dating this girl that said she didn't want to have kids. She even went as far as to have a total hysterectomy. And at first, it didn't bother me, but when I was having sex with her, it felt like I was poking an empty box of spaghetti. I picked up an 80-year-old woman the other day. She fell out of her wheelchair. Picked her up, put her back in. So we go back to her house. She says she's going to slip into something more comfortable. She's 80. What's more comfortable for her? A coffin? She came to the kitchen door wearing a see-through nightgown. She said, "Do you see anything you like?" I said, "Yeah, I see a six-pack in your refrigerator." She knocked the cat over with one of her tits on the way to the door. Did you ever notice a cat's ass looks like a pencil sharpener? And they make the same noise when you put a pencil in. I couldn't work at McDonald's. They weren't hired because they said I didn't have enough acne. My grandma's going through menopause. She's taking a pill made from pregnant horse urine extract. It helps women cope with the effects of menopause. The only side effect is she gets shitting in the street. I used to bet on wrestling, and then I found out it was fake. I was going to send my dog to obedience school, but I made a mistake and I sent him to Lincoln Tech instead. Now when I yell "sit," he runs outside and rebuilds my transmission. Back in school, kids used to make fun of my name and everything. 𝗦𝗵cie𝘄𝗿𝗿. They used to call me names like 𝗦𝗵cie𝘄𝗿𝗿𝗿 and 𝗦𝗵cie𝘄𝗿𝗿𝗿. But I felt sorry for this little Indian kid in front of me. His name was Kimmy. Because all the kids used to kick him and stuff. You know what I really felt sorry for was this guy named Billy Anal Rape. It was a nice day out today. I went to the park and fed the pigeons to my Rottweiler. Hey, were you ever in the bathroom and you saw on the bathroom wall it said, "For great sex, call this number"? Well, it really wasn't that great. Actually, kind of hurt. All right, that's all I got. Now, this next one is my all-time favorite. Check it out, you jackasses.
those guys.
The dude's got like a time capsule underneath. He wants us to leave a newspaper underneath the thing, right? So we're gluing down the countertop. So he's got silicone all over his head.
Yo, hide that joint. The homeowner's here.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, looks like you guys are working hard. Here's your check.
Cool.
Do you guys need anything?
Hey, do you got a VCR? What? What, man? What?
Nah, we're cool.
All right. Looks like you're getting a lot done.
The hell? Here, give me that joint.
Ask him about the friggin' VCR.
Yeah, she doesn't know what's going on.
Oh, that makes three of us.
So dumb, bro. Oh, she don't know what's going on. Here, man. See what's in here. Ooh.
What you got there?
Here's some Twinkies.
Twinkies. You think I have VCR? Yo, give me some.
Give me that. Right?
What's your problem?
Yo, man.
You're Bogart.
So what are we doing now?
We're hanging French doors.
I never did that before.
Well, that's why we got the tape.
Yeah, we'll put it in. Yo, knock off the slapshot comedy. That's not slapshot comedy. You want to see slapshot comedy? This is slapshot comedy. Yo, dude, I'm coming down. You got that ladder?
Huh? Yeah, it looks good, man.
Dude, are you all right? I think I broke my hand.
Is this it?
Probably.
We gonna be able to finish the job?
You're gonna have to do the cutting for the rest of the day. 36 1/4.
36 1/4.
$86 5/8.
86 5/8.
$86 1/2.
86 1/2.
Yo, dude, are you all right?
I think I cut my hand.
Is this it?
Yeah. Should we call it a day?
Nah, get back to work. Hi, I'm gonna geek out back to clown. I do some juggling. I got tricks up my sleeve. I entertain little kids. Wanna see me juggle? Hey, here you go, little kids. Hey, you little kids, come on, here we go. Look at this, honey. Look at this, little kid. Whoa. Clown, who wants the clown? Hey, I got a blues. I got more things here. Look at here. I got this. Look at this, huh? Well, that's it. That's the end of my DVD. I just wanted to say thanks to everyone who helped me with my sketch comedy. I wanted to say thanks to all my friends and everyone who helped me with my stand-up comedy. I wanted to say thanks to all my past band members and all my current band members. I wanted to say, make sure you stay tuned for me, 𝗦𝗵cie𝘄𝗿𝗱, in the future. And also, make sure you check me out on the internet at www.𝗦𝗵cie𝘄𝗿𝗱.com. And also, but most importantly, thanks for watching.
Wrap-up show, a recap and behind-the-scenes look with John Hine and Gary 𝗏𝗏. The best of the wrap-up show begins now.
Hey, this is John Hine, and on Monday's wrap-up show, Artie stopped by with Gary to talk about their fine USO tour, and they both seemed a little bit annoyed that Howard didn't let them tell their stories the way they wanted to tell them. And let's see what they had to say.
We should lead off, Gary, of course, with your world tour. And before we get into the details on that, because you guys talked about it for a while, well, Artie talked about it for a while on today's show, did you think Howard was, okay, guys, thanks, you know, like we've heard these stories at a certain point, or?
You know, we started talking about it almost as soon as the show started. I looked at my watch, and it was 7:15. And I was thinking that's about as long as we were going to go. And then it went on to 7:30. And Howard was breaking my balls about that I wanted to keep telling stories. I was just saying, log this story away for later. We can break, but there's other good stories coming. And I said, Artie's meltdown at the airport, we should talk about it later. And he's like, Gary kept wanting to tell more and more stories. But Artie was telling the stories, and they were fine. I mean, listen, we talked about, think of how much time we devoted to it before we went. So we got to talk about what happened.
Now, did Artie said that it literally changed his life? He's happier, and he really has an appreciation.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that till we got back.
Well, my question to you is, did it change yours?
I wouldn't say it changed my life, but it was an eye-opening experience, and it definitely makes me look at things differently than before I went. Like I was even talking to you, last night with that show Generation Kill. It was on David Simon on HBO, and I might have watched that show and it might have blown right over my head, but it's almost like I was just there. And so when I see the news now, it has a meaning to me that it didn't have before. And Artie said something today that really hit it right in the head. There were like 5 or 6 people with us that were with us the whole tour that we got really close to. And if anything happens to any one of them, it would be really heartbreaking because now, in a lot of ways the war is faceless. They're American soldiers, but they're people that we knew and we got close to.
Yeah, it was an incredible experience. We've been hearing the stories literally since you guys came back and how life-changing they are. But when Artie says that, I believe him. But then, of course, who knows what's going to happen next.
Did you ever see that? What was that movie? Steve Martin was in it. It was a movie called Grand Canyon. I don't know if you ever saw it.
With Kevin Kline, right?
Yeah, it's a weird movie. It's not really that good. But Steve Martin plays a director who makes these like really horrible movies, like Speed, like all these blow-up buses movies. And he gets robbed by somebody. He gets shot in the leg. And it's a life-changing experience. And when he's in the hospital, he tells everybody that from now on he's going to make these socially conscious movies, and he's going to use his talents to make nothing but good movies. And as soon as he gets better, he's like, fuck that. I'm making those shitty movies again.
What was the most memorable experience of the trip?
It was a toss-up between the Black Hawk helicopter ride. Not even the machine gun shooting, that was great, but the ride 145 miles north of Kandahar, you really got to see how people who live there just to live, how they live their everyday lives. And the thing that would be most interesting is you'd see nothing but desert for miles and miles, every direction that you look. And then all of a sudden a dude would be walking by. And even the pilot would say, like, we see that all the time. We're like, how the fuck did he get here? Like, how long did that guy walk in the desert to get here? Then you see shitty little huts, and then you just see like little tents. And when I say a tent, I'm talking about 4 sticks with a top on it, not a tent. And those are the Bedouins, and they're out there, and they're herding goats. And one of the funny things the Black Hawk pilot told us is sometimes they'll fly low when they see a herd of goats, and it'll scare the shit out of them. They'll all knock into each other. Obviously, they're a little bored. But seeing how they live, making that trip, and just seeing how people live in that part of the country that aren't at war was fascinating. And then the other thing was, we went to a base probably about 6 or 7 miles outside of the base we were staying in Kandahar, just up the road. And so they had a tank in front of us, and then we had these SUVs, and we went through town. You know what I mean? We went through town where people live. And again, these people, like, there were these markets on the side of the road, and we passed this yard, and it was filled with about 50 Russian tanks and 50 Russian trucks that were all left there from the Afghani war. They were all graffitied. And again, just driving through where these people live, outside the confines of the base and not as safe as the base, it was scary yet very interesting.
How well did the guys get along? Was anyone a real pain in the ass?
We were saying that, God bless the fact that we all got along really well. First of all, I loved all the guys on the trip, but Jim Florentine is a fucking saint. He's just, he's very level-headed. He doesn't get upset. He goes with the flow, and he and I really got along the best on the trip. But like I said, we all got along great. Nick's maybe one of the funniest guys I ever met. Dave had already been to 5 of these. So Dave was really like sort of our leader he knew how to act. Like our first morning at breakfast, we all got our trays and we sat down with our USO guy. And I saw Dave sitting like 10 tables away with a bunch of soldiers. And the USO guy goes, just so you know, for future reference, that's what you do. We don't sit together. Your job is to go sit at a table and hang out with everybody. And Dave was really good. Like, we'd go and meet people. He'd step right up and he'd introduce himself. And, the great thing was everybody there had some degree of notoriety. If you knew Artie and I from the show, you knew Dave from Insomniac, you knew Nick from, Colin Quinn's Tough Crowd, and you knew Jim from Special Ed. From Crank Yankers. So somebody would talk to you, and sooner or later everybody would know somebody on the show.
All right, let's go to the phones. Jeff in Portland, Maine. You're on the wrap-up show.
Morning, guys.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, to put it bluntly, I thought Howard was kind of a cocksucker for shutting off the conversation.
What do you mean?
I mean, I know it's a show, and I know he directs the show the way he wants to, but I mean, you guys could have done this talk for 4 hours, and I think the fans would have eaten every bit of it up.
It's hard to say. I know what you're saying, Jeff, but a lot of times too. And I appreciate your call. A lot of times it's like, oh my God. First of all, Ralph got in his head because Howard told me at 5:45 that Ralph said, oh my God, are we gonna have to listen to Artie and Gary for the whole 4 hours?
You know what? It's Artie. I'm here now too, sir, and I appreciate your call as well. And Gary's 100% right. Ralph probably said that, and I'll tell you what, this is how Howard loves the fans and how he respects them, and this is what's great about him. And one of the things Howard has taught me is don't be verbose, get the stuff quick. So I felt a lot of pressure to rush through the stories. I really did, because he was like, okay, and then he would jump around. He would want to hear about my party with Rob, and I'd start to tell that. Then he'd go, get to the bombing. Then, we had a lot of interesting things that happened before that. Then he's like, get to the bombing. We get to the bombing, and I know Gary looked like he was rushing. I was rushing, and we did get out most of the highlights, and I think we told the stories well. But for some reason, maybe it was Ralph, Howard wanted to rush it, and then we took a commercial break. And I never do this, but I noticed on the phone callers that there were a couple people up saying, don't rush Artie and Gary through these stories. They're great. A couple of fans did call it and say that. And the people Howard respects the most before celebrities, before anything, are the fans. And I noticed Howard might have glanced at that. And if you notice when we came back from commercial, maybe because of those calls, he really sat there and let me tell a couple of stories a little slower and in a little more detail, and Gary as well. So,
Artie,
we got to most of them, but Howard's the genius. He runs a show, but maybe it was Ralph. I definitely felt a little rushed.
Did you hear me? I panicked at one point. I started to tell our story, and I started to tell a story, and I go, oh, you know what, I'm going to skip that.
Right.
And I was skipping the shit pond because I really felt like I had to do mass editing on our story. Then Artie goes, no, I got to tell you the story about the shit pond.
And I felt bad because, see, Gary was doing that, and then I had to interrupt Gary because I felt, fuck, that's important. We got to put that in there. Because, I mean, literally, we're 2 feet from a shit pond. In the middle of a show, you're tasting shit, and the guys in Kyrgyzstan had warned us about it. And that's a major part of the story that's not only interesting, it's funny, it's fascinating, and I don't know, but after the break, he seemed to be a little bit better about it.
𝗦𝗵cie, by the way, had I thought the funniest shit pond joke. He goes out, and he goes, I feel like I'm doing the show with a piece of shit on my upper lip.
Yeah, well,
that's what it smelled. That was a perfect description.
Ralph Sorella, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey now.
Hey, Ralphie.
Hey, I didn't. Why am I getting fucking pissed on?
No, we're just.
I didn't.
Tell Howard.
No, we're not blaming you. We're just saying you said something and it got stuck in his head.
I'll tell you what happened when that news story came out. I was talking to Howard on the phone or something, and we were laughing and we were joking around. I was like, "Oh no, Gary's going to have 9 million stories now. It's going to be going till like, I said,
hey Ralph,
to that effect.
Ralph,
we were joking around.
Was there ever any worry?
And wait a second, and no, and And it's Howard's show. I mean, if he's so fascinated, he's not going to say, "Oh well, I got to cut this short because Ralph's not enjoying it."
No, but Ralph, you can't deny that when you plant the seed in somebody's head, that especially when it comes to he's more aware of anybody that I've ever dealt with at any level of show business of not wanting to bore the audience, of wanting to give them what they want.
Absolutely,
so you can't deny that what you said. I'm not blaming you. But I'm saying you can't deny that might have been in the back of his head.
I don't know. But I also think, you don't blow your load. I mean, why do you have to tell every story right away?
We didn't. I got news for you. Ralph. We didn't. I mean...
Yeah, no, I know. I'm not saying you did. I mean, and you told me a lot of this before, Artie. I was listening to the show, and I was up at 6 o'clock, and I wasn't bored. I would have called in and said I was if I was.
No, maybe it was a misunderstanding, but Gary's right. What I love about Howard is the fact that the only person he's a slave to is the person sitting in traffic listening to his show, his fans. Like, he'll piss off a fucking A-list celebrity to book Beetlejuice because he thinks Beetlejuice will make his audience laugh more and won't make them bored. And I love that about Howard. And he knows Ralph started out as a big fan, and maybe that did get in his head a little bit.
Well, you are sort of, I'm sitting there listening, and I'm like, well, I want to hear what Howard did too. You don't want it to be all like war stories for 2 hours. You want to get to other stuff too. And I did say to Howard, but I'll say it to you guys too. I think you guys should do a special one night or over the weekend. You guys should just get together and tell stories about what happened. I think that'd be really interesting.
Jim and I actually kept journals during the whole trip. I don't know if anybody else did, but we just wrote in a notebook.
Well, the last chapter of my book is this trip, so I kept some notes, and the whole week at the shore, I pretty much wrote it, and I'm almost done with it. So I definitely tried to keep some notes, but Gary and Jim were keeping very, very thorough journals, which was cool.
I picture these tough Army guys and Gary in the corner scribbling in his journal.
Well, a lot of those guys, you'd be surprised what they do to kill time. It's therapeutic. Right. They write, they paint, they're like anything. There's a full Afghanistan basketball league made up of all our guys, and there's like 8 teams. And outside one of the rec centers, I caught one of the games, and I had Barracks B giving 7 to Barracks 2, and I covered.
Hey, I'm JD. On Tuesday's wrap-up show, we talked about Amber Hay, this hot chick, actress, whatever, who's been hit on by practically everyone on Entourage. Some guys thought she was hot. Others, including myself, thought she was possibly a little annoying. You make your own mind. Watch.
Today, Amber Hay stopped by, who I guess was Joe Francis' girlfriend and a Girls Gone Wild cover girl. Is that the right way to describe her?
I guess this is magazines, but she's not naked in the magazine, right?
She said topless somewhere.
Oh, she is?
Somewhere she's topless. Oh, it comes with a DVD or something, and she said she's topless in the DVD.
If I got to take a DVD out to see her topless, it's a long way to go. There's plenty of other topless chicks.
Now, she described herself as a David Spade 6. How did you guys think she looked today?
I thought she was really pretty, despite the fact that I just didn't like her on the air. But I thought she was very pretty. She had a very girl next door look, she was like a better looking Marsha Brady sort of look. You know what I mean?
thought she was a Benji Bronk 10.
No, but Benji said,
really?
We can talk. Benji said that he thought she was really hot, but he didn't think her face was that pretty, and we all disagreed.
If you isolate her face, her body's incredible.
Her face is
personality,
very pretty.
Oh my God! When you see it on TV, like her legs were just beautiful. They're toned, just a beautiful curvy body. She had a little bit of darkness to her skin, which I love. But her face is, if you isolate her face, it's a little bit off.
Yeah, Benji wasn't the only one saying that.
We in the studio, Howard.
Looking right at me, John?
Yeah, that was your cue, JD.
Oh, well, I mean, I agree right on with Benji. I agree her face was a David Spade 6.
No, she's a Spade 7.5.
Well, I mean, it's not a 10.
Right.
So, whatever.
But we don't have Spade standards.
Now, did the entire cast of Entourage, including Artie Lang, I guess, hit on this girl? It seemed with J.R.M. Piven and everything else she was saying.
Sounds like she had one acting part and everyone hit on her.
Sounds like you're about right.
Yeah, I believe John tried to look her up on Lost, and it didn't make it on her IMDb.
Yeah, like
so.
what was she on Lost? Did she ever explain what she played on Lost?
She said she played Charlie's brother's girlfriend,
like during a flashback.
Yeah, and I looked it up and I didn't see her. But
Charlie,
why would she lie about that?
So Charlie's brother is the guy he was in the band with, right?
Right,
So
right, half a drive shaft. And she's not on Mr. Skin either, by the way.
Well, you have to have been in something to be on Mr. Skin.
Said she was naked on Entourage.
And we looked it up right on Mr. Skin and nothing.
So she must not make the cut for Mr. Skin either.
Well, we'll get to the bottom of this. Now, what did you think of Artie's USO move at the end of the segment there to try and she just basically said, well, why don't you just ask me for my number?
Yeah, I think she was buying into it, and I think she thought that everything Artie said was true, and Artie wanted her number. Do you agree?
Yeah, that's she looked the look she was giving him. Now I thought she really was into him, but she didn't give him the look back when she left the studio.
We should talk about. You think it's okay to talk about what was going on off the air? Artie was talking to Howard. And he said, like, listen, what's the move now? I got the number. Do I call her and do I say, listen, we were goofing around in the air, but I really would like to go. Like Artie was trying to figure out how to make the next move, and I kept saying to Artie that, you can make the move, but I guarantee you that whatever show she's on next, you're on the end of her list of guys who tried to fuck her. And he goes, I could care less. You know what I mean? Like I know that if Artie calls her and asks her out, the next time she's on some show, she's going to be and J.R.M. Piven, and then Artie Lang from the Howard Stern Show.
Artie's like the next creep to stalker. That
exactly,
kind of thing.
Exactly. Artie sent me 200 text messages.
Yeah, she'll be on the next radio show talking about Artie.
Right. And Artie said he could care less.
All right, let's go to the phones. Dan in Chicago, you're on the wrap-up show.
Yeah, hey, guys. This Amber Hay chick, I found her to be extraordinarily annoying.
How so?
And I was one of the probably million people that Googled her because there was no picture on the website, or on the Stern website. I didn't even think she was that hot. I mean, she was brutal. I was actually kind of hoping for the first time ever that Ralph would call in and just rail on her because she sucked. And Artie'd be nuts to try to call her. She sucks.
All right, Dan, not a big fan of Amber's, rooting for Ralph to call in. That's a pretty desperate move there.
I haven't seen the pictures of her on the web. I'm going to look right now, but she was pretty.
George in Pennsylvania, you're on the wrap-up show.
Yes, Gary, I got a question for you. How come we didn't try to put her on the Sybian?
Because I think the first move was to get her naked, and I don't think she was interested in that. So I think we didn't put her on the Sybian because I think we thought she might not be interested in going to Sybian.
Plus, that's
the whole game in it, isn't it?
Well, but you don't always want to go to the Sybian, because then it becomes too much. You want to kind of mix it up a little bit, I would think.
Well, I understand that, but it just seems like that would be the type of girl if you were able to conquer somebody like that instead of some porn star going on there. It just seems like it's an easier thing for a porn star, but any old girl like that would probably be a little more interesting as far as maybe to get the true reaction of it.
I see that point.
I would guess that Howard thought getting her on the Sybian was going to be impossible. Like she was just going to do that.
I think she would be more of a tickle chair girl anyway, because she constantly laughed.
Is the tickle chair in storage?
No, it's in there. By the way, JD brings up a great point. The laughing thing. She suffers from that thing that hot chicks have, where they think they think that everything they say is so funny that they laugh for you in advance, so they can cue you in to laugh.
She laughed quite a bit.
She did. I'm looking at pictures of her on the internet now, and I got to tell you, they don't do her justice. There's one picture that shows up where she's wearing like a black tank top, and she was prettier in person than these pictures.
Let's go to Scott in Illinois. Scott, welcome to the wrap-up show.
Thanks for taking my call, guys. Not to beat a dead horse here, that the bitch that was on there, I thought she was also annoying, but for a different reason. A hot chick even makes her hotter when she has a sense of humor. Artie was trying to make her laugh, and she just blew him off like, you know what I mean?
Did you think she was blowing off Artie, JD?
I don't know, blowing him off, but I don't know. She was just annoying, just talking about being hit on all the time.
Too conceited for you?
I guess. I don't know.
You told me to get her number.
Because he already said on the air.
Yeah, Artie asked for you specifically to get her number,
Start shit up, Ted.
Nothing.
He's all over you today.
I know. All over my fucking hair when I'm not even here. The fuck?
Wow.
You want to run the camera?
No.
Well,
fine. Give me your MacBook.
Boys.
Oh, no, get your own MacBook.
Boys, stop. Stop. Thank you. Is it one of those cases where and I thought she was a good guest because she talked about the different guys on Entourage hitting on her. She revealed a lot of stuff that people wouldn't otherwise say.
Yes.
Was it one of those cases where, since she's pretty hot, she's never, everything, I guess, comes easy and
Yes.
you get resentful of that?
Yes.
Care to elaborate on that, JD?
No, I mean, it's all out there.
Hey, it's Sal, and on Wednesday's wrap-up show, I came up with a Baba Booey song parody, and it was a spoof on something, and it involved some bad words, and I was trying to explain myself. Those idiots didn't get what I was trying to explain, and then it turned into a whole big mess, and apparently they said I dug myself into a deeper hole. What hole, I don't know. So check it out, and you tell me.
I made the song because I had this theory with John. I said, you know what's funny? The
N-word.
Right. The odd thing is that, no. I go, the odd thing in the past is that a lot of these songs, there was always some sort of submission involving the N-word. I go, I'm just surprised it didn't happen this time. It happened with the World's Meanest Listener contest. It happened with the prior Bowie song contest. So
Right. Sal told me this while we were listening to submissions.
Yeah,
This
during the break.
This was before any of the finalists.
So you saw something that wasn't being represented in the contest.
I envisioned gold that wasn't there yet.
What, the N-word?
Yeah.
No. Well, no, based on the past submissions of the show, I said, I'm just surprised that hasn't come across yet.
No, Sal, you're wrong.
So hold on. No, don't tell me what I'm thinking, all right?
I just thought you were done.
What are you doing?
You were done.
No, I'm not done. I'm not. No, quiet.
Jason, only I can tell Sal what he's
Jesus,
thinking.
no
Please
wonder your
continue.
mother hates your guts. Holy cow.
No wonder your wife cheats on you.
All right.
You're probably got a cock in her mouth right now.
Oh, my.
Oh, my God.
You cuckold fuck.
So anyway, so I was just saying that to John. So when it came down to it, I made a complete goof, to make a song with the N-word in it, and I put it up as a goof, as like, I was making fun of myself as Al Giovanelli versus Sal Giovanelli.
But to find the goofy, what's the goofy part of it?
The goof was...
Wait, you have to explain the Al Giovanelli thing, because he didn't say this was by Al Giovanelli. He said it was by
Hey,
Sal.
guys, listen, I don't...
Please take over, Artie.
My name is Artie Lang. I just walked in, and it's hilarious because as I walked in, McClure said what we're talking about, and the first thing I heard was, look, I wanted to make a song about the N-word, goofing on myself, and Al Giovanelli. So,
That's
again,
it, so-
I don't know Al. I don't know what's going on, but it sounds like Sal is digging a huge hole, and this is going to win Best Wrap-Up Show of all year.
No, it isn't.
So go right ahead.
Okay, Robin hit the nail on the head. She said, is he spoofing on the song parody contest? And the answer is yes, because right on the clip...
Robin said that sarcastically, by the way.
No, I don't think so, because Howard goes, no, he's not. And clearly on the clip, it's... Why are you laughing like a hyena, Jason? Clearly on the clip it said...
Because someone walked in the room who's funny.
It said
last-minute submission by Al Giovanelli.
But I don't get that joke.
So it's like a character.
No, hold on, I don't get the last
Right, it's a
minute.
character like...
It's not a joke, and no one gets it.
Right.
How did you feel? Sal, how did you feel when Robin posed the question, is Sal racist or stupid? And unanimously, we all thought you were stupid.
Take it any way you want. I don't care.
No, how do you take it?
I take it with these days. I take it with a grain of salt. I really do. I mean, I'm totally like, it's like, first time you get raped, it's traumatic. Second.
Are you speaking from personal experience?
Yeah.
Or do you know a girl
Sal,
who's been
Tex,
raped?
Antoine.
Second time you cry a little less. By the 10th time when you're locked in that dungeon of of fucking piss and shit and just complete torture, and you could shit a bowling ball because your asshole's so stretched apart. It just doesn't matter anymore. So that's where I am
I've
right
been
now.
there.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, listen.
So it's I'm totally desensitized. Take it any way you want. I had a little fun with it. I laughed because I thought it was funny. You laughed because you thought it was absurd. In the end, we all laughed. We did our jobs, and the hardworking people who pay for Sirius maybe got a giggle
Now
out of
sign
it.
right here and buy 500 shares of the shit stock.
Yeah, exactly.
I hope the sexual assault therapy room at Bellevue has Sirius, because they're the only people who could relate to what Sal just said.
So Sal,
I don't understand.
you parried.
Kind of like for Sal, could you say? It's like the first time you say the word nigger violently, and you get the joy out of it. It's fun. And then the second time, it's like, wow, it's funny. And then by the 8 millionth time you say nigger, it's like, wow, it's I'm a racist and I'm funny, and I'm gonna blame it on Al Giovanelli.
So Sal, you created a parody of yourself that's racist.
Yes, pretty much. Now that you put in those words.
All right. No, Sal was trying to say, and yes, I'm speaking for you here, that
you just made a very great deep joke.
Sal was trying to say that this song parody contest was missing a song of this type.
But
so he
let him
finish. Let him finish.
Hold on, I gotta say, Sal's wrong. We had plenty of shitty entries to the song parody contest, and here's what this
I meant with the N-word involved.
Okay, but hold on, we're
getting involved late here off the bench.
We're taking it at Sal's word that was necessarily missing. He's the one who determined that was missing from the contest. No one else did.
Right. That's my job. That was my call. So I did it. And Julie was there. And
but just because you made the call doesn't make it right. First of all,
okay, I never said it did. So okay, you're saying it's wrong. I'm saying it was something that wasn't there. I threw the element in.
There were no abortion songs in there either, and AIDS songs and other songs.
Well, that would have been great. One of Tiny Tim's greatest songs, "Santa Claus Has the AIDS This Year."
Sal,
I mean, I can make a million references to that.
If you weren't working for the show, is that the kind of song you might submit?
No.
Okay. One thing that I think
I don't
backs
believe
Sal
you, by
up
the way.
is he produces such higher quality stuff, the actual production quality. I think he might have just been fucking around with it.
That's what I said to begin with. It was a spoof on the song parody contest. That's why I sent it in as Al Giovanelli. Obviously, it's me. Obviously, it's me making fun of a submission that contains the N-word. Making fun of the parody.
I don't think anybody got that. I really don't. I didn't get that.
I know. Well, apparently did it. But, if you would have listened
But how
to
would
me,
I have gotten that?
Because I explained it to you in the office, but like everything else I tell you, it goes right over your fucking
You know what? You
monkey
explained
head.
it to me here 7 times till I understood what you were talking about.
And you still don't get it.
Sal,
and no one
it's
else
going
got it.
over our heads, under our heads, over our. No
They're
one's
asking
getting
me.
Make it Artie.
Sal, no,
Artie, they're just asking me.
I've had to do this a million times too, because
I don't care to do
I
it a
do
million.
racial humor. Sometimes it doesn't work, and when it's not funny, you just got to go. Look, I tried something. It sounded bad. It wasn't funny, and you move on.
But
It's
I'm not
happened to me a million fucking times.
But I'm
what
not
you're saying
defending
now
it.
sounds ridiculous.
Okay, but that's fine. I'm sorry it's ridiculous,
But
and that's it. I got nowhere to go with this.
Right. Well,
I wrote a song. Gary's got nigger lips, and it wasn't funny.
Yeah, and what's with this
No,
outro?
that was funny.
Oh, thank you.
This Al Giovanelli guy, when you wrote the song, you said, "Tell Gary and Howard I have a song parody for the." I mean, you never said there was a character. You said I wrote a song parody for the contest.
It's a long. I had this whole scenario in my head on how.
Well,
I
that's
thought
where
it
it
was
stayed.
What the fuck?
That's and
Leonardo da Vinci over here with scenarios in his head. You know what really sucks about this, Sal? If there really is a guy named Al Giovanelli, 5 black guys are beating the fuck out of him right now. In Queens, there's an Al Giovanelli on Avenue E in Queens. You motherfucker, I heard that shit.
I would so love to give up an address right now.
Let's work some calls.
Wait a minute. Is there really an Al Giovanelli?
No, but there's somebody else that I would love for a bunch of black guys to show up at somebody's house.
Do they have to be black guys? Can white guys beat them up? Or?
Yes.
Is that your wife's boyfriend?
Oh, my God.
Ding, 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 ding.
Me and
ding,
Sal actually, in the past couple of months, we've become more and more friendly. We've had some nice talks. I really like Sal. He's a good guy. And I do think he's improved a lot with stand-up and stuff. But this is a song, as a friend, that is indefensible. And again, I'm telling you as a fellow comedian who's tried a lot of racial humor and still does it,
right.
I have missed the mark plenty of times. And when you do that, you're better off just saying, look, guys, it's not Al Giovanelli. It's not a scenario. It's not a bit. I tried something. It didn't work. I'm sorry. Let's move on.
You know what? I mean, like, I totally respect Artie on his answer to that. Totally. And Gary, whatever, he'll make up the excuse that it was so absurd. To me, it was funny. It was funny to a lot of people. Robin laughed. Howard was laughing. Gary was laughing.
They were laughing at you, moron.
Okay, then let them laugh. That's fine. They
Should
were laughing.
the reason anybody laughs not be part of it? A laugh is a laugh, no matter why it comes out.
A laugh is a laugh is a laugh.
Sal,
a laugh
let me
generates...
explain it to you. They were laughing at it the way you and your father were laughing at the Rodney King video.
Hey, this is Jason, and on Thursday's wrap-up show, which actually in real time just happened, so I'm still shaking from it a little, but a woman called into the wrap-up show and reopened the Sal controversy about how we went through the Bobby Louie song parody tapes, and Sal came down and started screaming at me. I screamed back at him. It got pretty damn vicious, and shit hit the fan. So, enjoy.
A woman brought it up on the air,
and
she said she didn't understand the process. And then when we explained the process, she goes, "Oh, then what is Sal complaining about? I don't understand."
First of all, I didn't complain.
Well, yeah, we're sure you did.
No, I was asked, and I gave my rebuttal.
No, a rebuttal.
Well, Gary, I asked Sal to come down and state his case because he didn't go in on the show, and I wanted him
There's
to.
no need. Why should I go into that fucking bloodbath? I already got 15 knives in my fucking back. Do I got to go in there and get a spear in the chest at the same time?
So
I don't need to go into that show.
So I wanted to give Sal the opportunity to speak his mind.
But Sal, you clearly stop a second.
This is just a repeat of yesterday's wrap-up.
But you're clearly upset about the process, and it still doesn't make sense. You felt that you were somehow slighted or weren't listened to.
I think the process was slightly inefficient. That's all. And as somebody who's part of the show, I just want to make sure that everything goes through the process properly.
This is where I think you're really full of shit. I'm
full of shit
because you don't care. You don't care about it as far as the show is concerned.
Oh, I don't.
You care about it. You and your ego. That's
I have
what it's
no
about.
ego. I have no ego.
That's a lie.
You liar.
I have zero ego.
You're not being honest.
I am being honest. I am.
This isn't about the show. This is about you.
That's your assumption, Gary.
John, you could back
and
me
you know
up.
that's wrong.
John, you could back me up on some exact quotes we all heard from Sal in the office. I cannot believe that everything Richard and I approved didn't make it to the contest.
I never said that.
John, did you hear that?
I don't remember him saying that, but I believe you if you say it's
Who
true.
would believe
and
you?
when he came in,
Jason, who would believe you? You're just you're a selfish air whore weasel who will say anything for attention because you can't stand on anything creatively on your own to get by. So therefore, this is your niche. Your niche is to make up shit, to inflame shit, to exaggerate shit, because that is your only way that you will receive attention. You don't receive attention from creative stuff. You don't receive attention.
That's not true.
Oh, well, Gary, stop backing him up for one fucking second.
Wait.
Get
Hold
your
on.
fucking fat lips out of his fat ass and let me finish.
Hold on.
Where are your bits? Where are your pranks? Where are your songs? Where's your contributions in that sense?
That's not how he contributes.
Okay, but all he
You're
does,
wrong.
he stretches the truth. He stretches the truth.
You're
He does it to the
idiot.
pace. You lied about Richard Christie talking about Artie behind Artie's
wasn't a
back.
lie.
You fucking created one of the biggest turmoils in the show because you stretched it out tremendously. You also get under the pace's skin deliberately. You just made up a quote where you asked John Hein to back you up that he said he never heard.
You said it.
That's what you do.
No.
That's what you do.
First of all,
and I have no
gonna let
problem
me-
with you listening to my shit. I said I just thought it would be good if five heads did it. That's a compliment to you, Gary.
No,
That's
it's
a
not.
compliment
Don't
to Ben.
fucking- don't
Well, don't
give
make
me a
assumptions
backhanded
because you don't know
ball.
what's in my fucking head.
And you
So
don't know what's in my fucking
say-
head. Why don't you shut up for a second?
There's
and let me
nothing
talk.
in your head. I know what's in there.
Let me-
Absolutely nothing.
Mayonnaise is in my head.
Except,
Hold on,
except
can I
for
talk?
ways you just deliberate this bullshit to piss people off.
First of all, if anyone's a
and I
liar-
don't care. I don't care about this process. I don't care.
No one cares what
I
you
did my
care about or don't
I
care
did my
about.
job.
You
keep
fucking
asking.
freak.
You keep asking me over
You're
and over
such
again.
a loser, dude.
Would you like to not be included in the next process? Would that
I would
make you
love to
happy?
be. I was proud to be part of it. That's not the issue.
Well, it seems like it's
dude. Mike Morse. I put through songs great from him. Joey Pajamas, Poland Joe, Stephen Smith. For the past 2.5 years, I listen to every Bowie song that comes emailed to me. I love them. I put them up. I'm proud of these contributions.
Right.
So What's the problem? All of a sudden
We
now
don't have the problem. You have the problem.
The problem is I have.
You have a fucking problem. Don't ask me what the fucking problem is when you have a problem.
The problem is I have a beef.
Tell me what the problem is.
I have a beef with one guy listening to the
because you
second
don't respect him.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Be honest. Again, you're not
Jason,
being honest.
I'll prove it to you right now. Respect, Jason. When I do stuff privately, my own stuff, I always call Jason in. I get his opinion.
You call the entire office in.
But I call you in, and you give me good opinions, and he's helped me out. I do respect Jason. When I heard about it, when Jason said it's just me, I was upset that it was just one person.
That's not what I.
But I've called in Jason numerous times on bits and stuff that I've done personally, and I've always respected his opinion on it.
Hey, Sal, one quick question.
So you're wrong, Gary.
Sal, one quick.
No.
How,
All right, Sal.
as the process, though, how could it would have to be 5 people voting on every
such
single
a mean
thing.
guy, Gary. You know.
I'm mean. How did you get the fucking job?
Because you make an assumption and you won't let go of it.
You just yelled out 17,000 assumptions. Now, can I just respond to you for 2 seconds?
Yes,
I don't need
go
to
ahead.
filibuster.
But first,
no.
I'm sorry, Benji. First, I wanted to hear what Benji had to say.
I don't think you have a bad idea that it could have been done differently. But how could you have done it without everyone listening to every single song otherwise?
But I'm not. That's not what I'm saying.
But you're saying that still one individual should have dropped out songs, right?
No, I'm saying that the first round was everybody. And then
no, it wasn't everybody. It was individual.
Wait,
people.
guys, hold on. Sal, you're right. We talked about a lot of this on yesterday's wrap-up show.
Right.
We went through the whole process. I don't want to go through that right now.
I don't blame
you said a few things about Jason. Jason, you have every right to respond. Go ahead.
Thank you. First of all, Sal, you have absolutely no idea what I contribute to the show. Yeah, I don't do song parodies and bits that go on the air, but I'm constantly handing in stuff to Gary, to Howard, that makes it to the air every day. Am I a writer like you're supposedly a writer? No, I'm not. But I make a contribution to the show on an almost daily basis. There's shit that gets on the air, whether it's shit written on the computer, whether it's shit I give in Gary, whether it's shit I give Howard. It happens every fucking day.
Can I just stop you for a second?
Yeah.
I totally back that up, and it's something he hands stuff to me all day
and
that you don't see.
I know,
wait, stop,
but
stop,
I just said I respect his opinion.
No,
I
shut
call
up,
him in
Sal.
my studio privately.
You just said I did nothing creative on the air.
Two-Face, hold on, Two-Face. Because really, you are being very two-faced.
No, I'm not.
You just said he makes no contribution to the show in any way because in your mind, the only contribution can be a song parody or a bit.
No.
He contributes in a different way, and then you accuse me of having my nose up his ass because I support that. But you don't even see
Where's your nose up my ass, Gary? When do you ever support me? Never. You never support me. Where's your support for me?
Where's your support for me?
Support for you. Nobody respects you more than me.
Oh, shut up.
I love you,
You couldn't
Gary.
even get the sentence out without laughing. You couldn't even finish a sentence without
I might
laughing.
put you down. I might joke with you, but I have a tremendous amount of respect for you. I do. I know that sounds stupid. That's why I'm laughing, because it's hard to say that without people believing it.
Second of all, for you to sit here and call me an air whore, where you are on the air, you put your whole life on the air. We find out, you tell us how your wife's cheating on your ass on the air.
You have to
you're on
keep
the air every
going there?
10 seconds. Yeah, why not? You call me a fat fucking loser, so I'll go wherever I want to go with you.
But the thing
your
is
wife
that-
cheats on you.
So where
Nothing.
you
I just want to throw that out
And
there.
your mother hates your guts because she's realized that the pile of shit that shot out of her uterus is completely useless.
I wonder how many
And
blowjobs
that's
you
why
give on the back of that bus.
And that's why you're on so much medication, because your mother hates your guts. You realize that she realizes that you should have been an abortion.
I bet
but
Christine
instead you're a
left the
big
guy. I bet
blobby
Christine left the
pile
emotional
of
friend come
fucking
right
shit.
inside her.
You're like a fucking.
There's no pouch holding for Christine's man.
You're nothing more than a pile of chopped meat.
At least I'm banging
a pile
my
of
chick, and she's not
useless.
banging anyone
Banging
else.
chick. You said you preferred jerking off to fucking her.
So no one else is fucking about me.
You're a fucking closet homo. That's probably why.
Oh please.
Hey,
your wife's probably giving a
if she
blowjob
fucks
right
him,
now.
she's using a condom, right?
All right, we only have Gary. We only have a minute.
That wasn't true, Jay.
We only have a minute left.
I
So
don't know.
hold on, guys. Gary, where's all this animosity between these two?
I don't know.
It's
I don't have it.
I
He's
love
the one to
Sal.
start. I do too, and I
no,
like this.
not anymore.
Oh, please.
You guys
I
both
do.
say you love each other.
I
and
do.
then-
I still don't have a beef with Jason. I really don't. I don't.
Well, I now officially have a beef with you because you can't treat me like an asshole on the air. I didn't treat you like an asshole. You treat me like an asshole on the air, and then we walk outside the studio and you go, I love you, I'm just kidding.
And you do the same thing.
You just sat
And I
here
said it right now
and
on the
said
air
some
that I
of the
still
meanest
love
shit
you.
about me without me saying a word about you. You just said
No, they
horrible
keep
shit
saying
about me.
because Gary made an assumption that it was
No,
you.
no, no. I'm
You
talking
who was
about me and
filtering.
you. I'm
Yeah,
talking about me
but
and
I'm
you.
telling you where they came. They came to me and they said,
No.
it's the issue with Jason. I said, it's not with Jason. I keep saying over and
Then
over
why
and
did
over.
you go on a diatribe about how I'm an uncreative, lazy asshole?
Right, and
Because you were
insinuated-
jabbing me.
No, I wasn't.
Yes,
I didn't
you
say
were.
a goddamn word
Yes,
about
you were.
No, I didn't.
Jason.
No, you know what, Sal?
They just
Fuck
kept going
off.
with it.
You're a lying, two-faced piece of shit who acts like my best friend out in the hall. And acts like
Believe
an
me,
asshole
I don't
here.
act like your best friend. I'm an acquaintance next to you, and I have
Oh,
to say
okay.
hello. I'm far from your best friend.
No
You have
shit.
no best friends. You have no friends, period. You're useless. I wish your mother would have aborted you. I'm sorry, Mrs. Kaplan. If I was the doctor, I would have taken those forceps and crushed your fucking head and then high-fived your
I wonder
mother.
how many abortions Christina to get from her emotional friend. I can't go home pregnant. I can't.
And with that, we'll wrap up the wrap-up show where everyone respects one another. Gary, anything you'd like to plug?
Brutal kid.
Yeah, I'd like to plug that. I don't want to be here right now.
Benji.
I just want to again say, if she did cheat, which we don't know if she did, I'm sure she was a condom. There was no abortion.
Oh, my God.
Sal, where can people catch your...
You can catch me at fucking Jason's house with a fucking machine gun.
Ah, you're kidding there. Come on, Sal. Any appearances? Seriously?
No. Chambersburg, the 25th.
Try to appear composed.
You can catch me online, Waiting to Fuck Christine.
All right.
And Superfan Roundtable tonight
Enough
at
of
7
that
o'clock.
shit. I'm not fucking
Well,
kidding around.
keep doing it
No.
with my mom, you asshole.
Well, you're the one who keeps doing my wife.
Well,
Enough
keep
of that.
doing it. I'm not telling you enough.
All right. You want to keep doing it? I'll keep doing it.
Go ahead.
You're a fucking douchebag.
Fuck you, asshole.
And thank you for listening to the wrap-up show on Howard 100 and Howard 101.
Wow.
Easy, guys.
Fuck you, you fat fuck.
Oh my God! That's where I would have liked to have kept going.
No, that's perfect.
No, I would have
I'm
liked to
sitting
have
here
kept going.
shaking because I have post-traumatic stress from fights on this fucking place. I'm sitting there going like, oh man, look at Sal and Jason. Stay away from him, Jay. Just stay away, man.
Yeah, by the way, that was a good
What are the
call.
odds
That was
Sal's
such a
gonna-
mistake.
No, nothing, but just stop. It's bad.
I told him.
Jay,
Yeah,
that
no,
was
it's
a
good.
good-
No,
I don't want Sal's partner. Oh my
Sal's
god.
not gonna throw a punch at anyone.
No, he's not. No, still, just don't even give him the chance to anybody.
That was a little weird.
No, trust me, I know.
Boy, that Don Felder. He causes so much trouble.
And it was all because that cunt woman just didn't win the contest.
I just want Sal to say that, because I do think this is at the crux of it, and he hasn't told me this, I'm not saying anything out of school here, that he says it's not about ego, and it is, because he's the best, one of the best.
Right, and that's so apparent to everyone in the
It
office.
shouldn't have been.
Yes,
right.
we said that yesterday.
But he's not going to say that.
Yeah, no, he's just going to tear me down, make us shocked when people yell back at him.
And I think he's pent up because he wanted to go into the studio, and he won't go in the studio because he'll get killed. So here I think it goes a little bit more smooth.
I like how he got madder as he left. Like usually you get mad and stay.
He just went downstairs, probably.
Jab Christine won, jab Christine twice, jab. I mean,
Dude, you got to put it out there. You know what?
I mean, he's
First of
fucking
all,
going after my mom.
Listen, there's two issues here. I agree that what Jason did was really heavy, but the two issues here. A, he's going after his mother, and the last thing he said about his mother was really heavy. And B, he's the one who told us about the emotional friend. That's the most ridiculous part of it. Like, I didn't beg him to do
an emotional friend. He never said that the emotional friend did anything with Christine.
No, I got you. No, I'm with you.
Reunite Sal and Christine.
But it's he's kind of like, he's the one that's allowed.
I've never been in a place where so much hate.
You know, but no, he's made jokes that definitely refer to that.
Where'd you work for the Mother Teresa?
I guess.
I really
Well,
think,
you know what? In the normal work environment, it doesn't.
No, you just doesn't manifest It goes itself full out loud. circle here, man.
It doesn't happen.
Eventually,
You get in a fucking real office.
in 5 years, everybody's gonna hate somebody.
Right, we made the quantum leap from emotional friend to cheating. Although let's be honest, who we can't.
Bullshit, have our go. I love Sal. Right. But he's gonna fucking sit there and let him fucking yell at me.
Did you ask him to come down?
Sal, no.
Because I literally thought somebody asked him to come.
He must have heard it because he came in. He was like,
He just left. He left for the day. He said, "If I stay, I'm going to kill him."
Yeah, he's definitely what's going to happen.
He's
It's an excuse to leave work early.
Howard Stern. I'll be plugging my Caroline's gig on the 10th, and I'll, of course, naturally be talking about my Dirty Joke DVD on GilbertGodfrey.com. And I'll walk in, sit down, he'll make some snide remark to me, and I'll make some sarcastic remark, and it'll be different than it ever was.
Now, Gilbert, there's been a lot of talk about Howard's wedding lately and who's going. You're pretty close to Howard. Do you think you're going to get an invite?
Well, the mail service in the city has been really poor lately, as you know, so I have not yet gotten an invite, but I blame that on the city and the mayor.
Gilbert Gottfried is here. As I said, I somehow wish that Gilbert could be real once in a while. We could find out things like how he feels about the death of George Carlin, what it's really like for him to,
marriage and fatherhood.
I mean, it would be really great to have a real conversation with Gilbert, but I know it'll never happen.
We've never met the real Gilbert.
No, it'll never happen. Right? It'll never happen, right?
Yeah.
Gilbert, you've built a persona, a character.
Which has catapulted me to superstar.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, maybe at this, I think you're in your 50s, I'm guessing, although you would never even be real enough to tell me your real age. This persona you built up, it hasn't catapulted you to playing stadiums.
Maybe it's time to take another tap.
Maybe you want to just become yourself.
Well, I don't want to rush it. Yeah.
When is the last time you cried for real? Like, I mean, see what I mean? Have you actually cried? Did you cry at the birth of your child?
No.
You didn't?
No.
That's an honest answer?
Yes.
Did you cry when you heard your wife was pregnant?
No.
Oh, I bet he cried.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, it's like crying for a whole other reason.
How are you doing? Seriously, with this whole father... How old is your child now?
A year.
A year.
Yeah.
Do you have any paternal feelings? Do you feel any... Like, this is my little girl?
Do you hold the child? Do you coo and cuddle and sing?
I try. She pushes me away.
Does she really?
Yeah.
She senses you're uncomfortable.
Yes.
Do you like holding her at all? Do you enjoy it?
I don't know if she likes it.
But do you like it? Do you enjoy it at all?
Up to a point. Yeah. Then she hits me.
How long do you last, like, holding the child or doing something like wheeling her in a carriage? Like, can you last more than 5 minutes?
Yeah, not too long.
Right. And then you hand over the baby?
Yes.
Do you have help living with you?
No.
Because you're too cheap, right?
Yeah.
Gilbert's so cheap. It's unbelievable.
You'd think that he'd want the help.
He was so excited to get his free bottle of water when he came in.
Yes.
He loved
He's got two of them.
Well, he said to Gary, do you think I could have two?
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
Are you that thirsty?
I was even thinking about asking you today about the death of George Carlin. And do you have feelings about George Carlin that he died?
I remember one story. This is the last time I saw George Carlin.
All right.
I was on a plane.
Right.
And he comes over to me.
Okay, so he knew who you were.
Yeah.
All right.
And first he pays me like some big compliment. Like,
That's nice.
I'm a big fan and you're great, blah, blah, blah. And then he goes, I'm going to be sitting down now and writing something, so I can't really be bothered. So it was basically like he went out of his way to tell me to leave him alone.
Right.
It was a preemptive attack.
Right.
Yes.
You weren't bothering him in the first place.
Yes.
And
but just the idea.
Just in case that you were. Well, he probably assumed a comedian like yourself would want to be talking to him.
That's right, to get his great wisdom.
Right.
So just the thought of me coming over to him.
Do you think he was shocked that you were in the same section as him? Is that a real come down for him or what? So you won't offer us any feelings? Like, I know when you were a young man starting out in comedy.
Yes.
There must have been someone who influenced you. You probably heard a comedy album somewhere. Or
why are you a comedian?
Yeah, London Lee.
Was it London Lee, the poor little rich boy? Was that your influence? I liked London Lee.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he was funny. I liked him. You didn't like London Lee?
He always just sort of struck me as like...
what?
That's when I started to wonder, do you have to be all that talented?
So London Lee, it was your inspiration because you said, gee, I don't have much talent.
Yeah.
Maybe I could be a comedian.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that makes sense to me. You know, so many people point up to like Richard Pryor, George Carlin, or Rodney Dangerfield. You had just the opposite experience. You saw somebody who was really bad at it.
Yeah.
And you said, I can be as bad as that. Well,
he made it on the Ed Sullivan Show.
I like that.
Between him and the Hudson brothers.
So when you were starting out, was there any established comedian that encouraged you or somehow reached out to you?
No.
No one ever reaches out to you. Do you ever get
anybody you were inspired by?
Yeah. Was there some comedian that you could point to that inspired you? Besides the funny answer, London Lee.
Yes.
Who would that be?
Which was very
Let me see if
funny.
I can get a serious
You have to-
answer out of you.
yes.
Yeah, it was hysterical. Three people knew that. Go ahead. Yes.
Great reference.
Yeah, great reference. Do some more Arthur Godfrey.
And was it Erwin C. Watson?
Professor Corey?
There was Professor Corey, yes.
And then there was Erwin C. Watson, too, wasn't
Yes,
there? Yeah.
yes. He was the black comic.
Yeah.
Erwin C. White and Erwin Corey. Yes, there were a lot of
Yes.
Erwins back then. That
Yes.
was funny. Like, what about Toadie Fields? Did she inspire you?
Yes.
You liked her?
Yes, she took me under
Somebody
her
like
wing.
Woody Allen or
You know who I could see you being inspired by? Jackie Leonard. Remember you'd climb up on the piano?
You know what, ladies and gentlemen, and you.
Well, you see, we even do an impression of
Yes.
it. So there was nothing, there was no
one.
light bulb that went on over your head and you said, I have to be a comedian. There was nothing like that in your life.
No, there were a lot of comics that would make me laugh.
Yeah, who, that's what I'm looking for.
Rodney Dangerfield and
You
George
like-
Carlin.
you like Rodney?
Yeah. Once someone dies, I could say something nice about them.
Right. All right. Well, good for you. You're a fascinating interview.
How did you come up with the rules for this character, I wonder?
Yeah, now you have developed a persona
Yes.
that doesn't answer any questions. Like I've asked you how old you are, you don't answer that. I asked you how it is to be a father, you get uncomfortable with that. It is a persona because I do speak to you off the air, and you do have some.
And I really open up and cry.
You don't open up, but
Yes,
you will.
yes.
You have opened up at certain points when you were feeling attacked or vulnerable, like when you had your appendix out. I've seen the real Gilbert. There is a real Gilbert.
It's horrible to look at.
It's not a great guy. It's nothing that I'm attracted to, the real Gilbert, but there is a real Gilbert. So when I say to you in all earnesty,
yes,
Gilbert, you're now a father.
Yeah.
You are a bachelor, a confirmed bachelor. You were a womanizer in the sense that you had no respect for women.
Yes.
You called them filthy cunts. You had now you're the father to a daughter. You are, you're the guy who would go to a party and pull on a girl's bra straps.
Yes.
Now you have a wife and a daughter. Have your opinions about women changed at all?
No, because it's always like, then you feel like, like these people who say every woman's a cunt except for your mother.
Right.
Yeah.
You feel your mother is a cunt.
Yes.
You make no exceptions.
Right. So you never said every woman's a cunt except my mother.
Yeah.
You included your mother in the cunting group. Yes. And you include your wife and daughter in that group? You're an amazing man.
I'm teaching her that word early.
She already knows it.
Yes.
Do you curb your language around the house? Do you try not to curse in front of your young daughter?
Do you curse?
No. What?
Are you a cursor?
Oh, he
when
loves
in
it.
your
Sure.
personal
Oh.
life, you walk around going fuck shit.
Well, listen, a grown adult who weighs 87 pounds has got to act tough somewhere. Okay, fuck you. No, you show your daughter how manly you are by cursing, right?
Yes, fuck, pussy, yeah.
Now, in all seriousness, is there anything that you can say about fatherhood that has changed you? Have you softened? Is there any kind of feeling inside of you that
Has
is warm
your
and fuzzy?
act been affected by this change in your life?
Oh, no,
His act hasn't been affected in 50 years.
Yeah.
He still does Arthur Godfrey impressions. Are you kidding?
I still do jokes about Reagan.
Here's Tony on the phone. He claims he's from a publication called Fangoria Magazine.
Oh, okay.
He says he has cheap Gilbert stories. Examples of how Gilbert is cheap.
Yes.
Tony, what do you know about Gilbert? And tell me about how cheap he is.
Well, Gilbert is a longtime horror fan, longtime reader of Fangoria magazine.
Well, we know that. You are are you a fan of other people besides Frankenstein and Dracula, or is that just...
Oh, well, the Wolfman also.
Wolfman, too. But in Fangoria now, they deal with some of these Freddy Krueger. Are you a fan of Freddy Krueger?
Not as much as the older guys.
And in Fangoria, they do deal with the old vampires and Bela Lugosi.
Not as much as I'd like them to.
But you do enjoy reading the magazine.
Yeah.
On a regular basis,
If
right?
Famous Monsters would send me something, I'd read that.
Why do you think you're attracted to monsters? What is it about that?
I don't know, but I'm sure it's sad.
It's
sure it has some deep, sad,
I'm sure it's
psychological meaning.
suicidal.
Gilbert, answer me as the real Gilbert for once. Have you ever tried going to therapy?
No. Maybe I may have tried it where it was like 3 times.
3 times, and that was, it was too hard for you. You ran away from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like to be closed off and not feeling anything. Your defense mechanisms are very, very strong.
Exactly.
All right. Tony, tell us some cheap stories about you.
Okay. Well, Gilbert, I remember the first time I met you, a friend of ours at DC Comics said, hey, this guy Gilbert wants to meet you. He wants to come to your office. And I heard it was Gilbert Gottfried. And I said, sure, that's cool. So you come up to the office, and you're wearing a white T-shirt that, well, it wasn't white because it looked like it was a Grease Monkey T-shirt, you know, that you worked at the 𝗦𝗵cie Auto Repair. And you had an empty backpack on your back, you know, this empty book bag, right? And so you come in, you get a look at the place, and then you tell me, then you ask me, where's the back issue department? So I point down the hall, and then you're gone for about 3 hours, and you come back, and you look like Quasimodo. The backpack is stuffed with so many magazines, you're hunched over, and you can't even look up.
So Gilbert got a lot of free magazines.
Yeah, you raided our back issue department. We're still reeling from that. Do you remember
Well, okay, he got some free magazines. All right, Tony, thank you for the fascinating story.
That was an exciting story.
I got to tell you, Tony, that was worth all the trouble.
Yeah, that was pretty exciting.
That was the extent of his Gilbert is cheap.
I'll give you a Gilbert cheap story. Gilbert has explained that when he goes to a hotel, he cleans out the shampoos, conditioners, everything. I mean, you have a tremendous collection of shampoos.
Oh, yeah.
And you don't even wash your hair that much. It's a sickness, right? I mean, it's not like you need this stuff.
Do you hide the things so they replace them so you can get extra sets?
Absolutely.
You're not using them
He does. He's answering in a funny way, but he does.
Yeah.
You described you moved a few years ago, and you said it was frightening. You had a tremendous amount of boxes of shampoos and lotions. I mean, this is an illness, right?
Yeah,
I mean, these are things you don't need. You're not into lotions, and you just see it there, and it's free, and you have to have it.
Yes.
What do you think that is?
Hey, one time a guy came over to me, this black guy, who was a fan. He worked for the Amsterdam News, that big paper in Harlem. I don't even think it's that big there. It's like a handout.
Right.
And I remember when he was talking to me, I was thinking, do I want a subscription to this?
A free subscription.
Yeah, just because he's a fan.
So what is it, an illness? You want as much as you can get?
Yes.
Do you feel you're hungry inside for something? In other words, by accumulating these things, it fills you in some way, like almost like an obesity issue.
Maybe.
I mean, I know you're not gluttonous with food, but you are very, very hungry for free things.
Yes.
Do you think that's because you're Jewish? You know, they stereotype? Because I know many Jewish people who don't feel that way.
Yes.
So it's not a Jewish thing. It's a Gilbert thing, right?
I guess so.
Right. You're very Gilbert.
Yes.
What do you make of it, Gary? I mean, this is unusual.
You know, it's interesting because Stuttering John told me a story once where he and Gilbert went out to California to do an appearance, and they were on the plane, and they were serving something that came with one of those little tiny bottles of syrup.
Right.
And Gilbert took the bottle of syrup, the little bottle, and he took John's little bottle, too. So I wonder, like, you flew to L.A., you held onto the syrup, and then you flew it back, and then what do you do with it?
That's
you put it in a box. I guess.
More amazing than the story is the fact that Stuttering John thought that was the most incredible story of his life.
It is interesting.
No, we were flying back.
Yeah.
They had a little bottle of maple syrup or something.
Yes.
So there was a bunch left over. There was some left over, so I just put it in my pocket.
It seems unusual because, I mean, how much maple syrup?
When are you going to use that maple syrup?
When would you use that? Do you make pancakes at home?
Sometimes I make French toast.
You do?
Yes.
Oh, you do?
I'm quite gifted.
And then you pull out your little airplane bottle of maple syrup.
But, I mean, you're a pretty wealthy guy. I mean, you could buy a bottle of maple syrup and not have to schlep a free maple syrup around.
I just was given a free bottle of maple syrup. I did this voiceover for when I do Cyber Chase. It's in Toronto. So they gave me a metal tin of maple syrup, and it was like practically an international incident because you can't take it on the plane.
Right.
And I was having a woman who kept calling me saying, well, we have to know where this is from and where it's going and what exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
And, you know, you transported a bottle of syrup thousands of miles.
Yes.
Just to save like $1.
Yes.
It's unbelievable. It's an incredible cheapness.
Yes.
Are you able to be generous with your daughter and your wife, or do you resent them costing you money?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah. She'll get the imitation maple syrup.
No, but I'm saying, are you able to buy a clothing for your daughter and not be resentful, or do you feel good about it, or do you feel like, wow, look at these moochers, they're taking all my money?
Gilbert, when you had to buy children's furniture, right?
Oh,
and that's a huge expense, and it
that
doesn't
is.
last long. Even
you're gonna have to get rid of
You know
that
it's going to
bag.
be a year and a half, but you bought it brand new, right?
Yeah.
And was that tough for you?
Of course.
Yeah.
But also, see, the thing with kids, much like with pets, and it's the same thing with like toys and anything you get them, it's like they'll play with a piece of paper on the floor, but it's like they'll invent something. Companies will invent, like they did scientific research.
You're resentful because you know a piece of paper would satisfy your daughter just as much as this expensive doll. Or,
And then when you buy the expensive doll, she's more interested in the box.
Yeah. She'll be playing with like a paper clip on the floor.
Yeah.
And it's...
Well, let me tell you, you describe a fascinating, rich life at home.
Well, how did the finances get worked out?